Okay, so we've got this epic battle scenario you sent in.
Uh-huh.
Superman versus the Flash, who comes out on top.
Yeah.
Metropolis at midnight.
Right.
A raging thunderstorm. It's
Yeah.
a setting worthy of these titans.
Absolutely. The scene is set for a truly electrifying showdown.
And we're not just talking about a foot race here.
No.
This is a battle with tactics, powers, a lot of city-smashing action.
Exactly, and that's what makes this deep dive so intriguing.
Yeah.
We need to consider speed, strength, strategic thinking. It's a multidimensional challenge.
Okay, so round one, the chase begins.
Okay.
The Flash, using his ground-level speed, is weaving through those tight city streets,
Right.
forcing Superman to play catch-up.
What's fascinating here is how the Flash uses the urban environment to his advantage. He's not just faster, he's more agile, making Superman work harder just to keep him in sight.
He's basically turning Metropolis into his own obstacle course, right?
Absolutely.
And boom, right out of the gate, he tricks Superman into crashing into a billboard.
It's a brilliant opening move. Wow.
The Flash exploits Superman's tendency to fly above the cityscape, forcing him down to a level where speed and agility trump raw power.
Oh, okay. Point for the Flash. But Superman isn't down for long. Round two. Testing limits.
Okay.
The Flash realizes speed alone might not be enough.
Right.
He needs to get inside Superman's head.
And that's where the Speed Force comes into play.
Okay.
But not just in the way you might expect. He starts generating these speed mirages.
Oh, wow.
Multiple versions of himself to disorient Superman.
Hold on. The Speed Force can actually warp reality.
Wow.
That adds a whole new dimension to this fight.
It's not quite full-blown reality warping, but it's close. The Speed Force is an extra-dimensional energy field that grants speedsters like the Flash their powers. He can tap into it to manipulate his own temporal and spatial presence, creating these afterimages that aren't just illusions.
Gotcha.
They're remnants of him moving so fast that he's briefly in multiple places at once.
So it's not just Superman's eyes playing tricks on him. He's genuinely sensing multiple flashes because for a fraction of a second.
Exactly.
There are multiple flashes.
Precisely. It's a clever way to exploit Superman's enhanced senses. He's used to processing information quickly, but the Speed Force is throwing him a curveball he wasn't prepared for.
So how does Superman counter that?
What?
You can't just punch a blur, right?
Superman adapts by using his heat vision,
Ah.
essentially burning away the after images to locate the real Flash.
Yeah.
But even then, the Flash manages to land a blow, which is a real surprise to Superman.
It's interesting because in that moment, the Flash isn't just proving he's fast.
No.
He's showcasing strategic thinking.
Right.
Using his powers in a way that outsmarts brute force.
You know, this really challenges the way we traditionally think about power in the DC universe. We tend to focus on raw strength. But the Flash is showing us that intellect and strategic thinking can be just as potent.
Yeah.
Even against someone like Superman.
So round three, unleashing the Speed Force. Now things get really interesting.
The Flash starts vibrating his molecules, phasing through objects.
Wow.
He's landing hits from impossible angles. It's not just running fast.
Right.
This is some next-level stuff.
This is where the Speed Force goes beyond just speed and enters the realm of the near supernatural. By vibrating his molecules at specific frequencies, the Flash can temporarily shift out of phase with solid matter.
So he's basically exploiting a loophole in the laws of physics.
Exactly.
Wow.
He's manipulating his relationship to the fabric of reality, which, as you can imagine, is a pretty tough thing to defend against, even for Superman.
But Superman, being Superman, finds a way. He uses his freezing breath, creating a sudden drop in temperature.
Right.
Which disrupts the Flash's connection to the Speed Force for a split second.
It's a brilliant counter move.
Yeah.
Superman recognizes that he can't match the Flash's speed directly, so he changes the environment.
Right.
Using the cold to disrupt the very source of the Flash's power.
And it works. Superman scores a point, but then we get to round 4, the turning point. And the Flash pulls out a move we've all been waiting for. The infinite mass punch.
Now this is where things get really fascinating from a scientific perspective.
I'm ready.
The Flash accelerates to near light speed, and as he does, his relative mass increases dramatically, according to Einstein's theory of relativity.
Okay, I'm no physics expert, but I get the basic idea. The faster he goes, the heavier his punch becomes.
Exactly, and we're not talking about a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
He's packing the kinetic energy of a small meteor.
And we see the result. The Flash lands the infinite mass punch, and Superman goes flying, crashing through buildings.
Wow.
This is where even Superman's incredible durability is put to the test.
It's a moment that really showcases the raw power that speed can generate. We often think of strength in terms of muscle mass or energy blasts, but the Flash demonstrates that pure velocity, harnessed correctly, can be just as devastating.
Okay, so at this point, Superman is down, but not out. He's realized he's up against a force unlike anything he's faced before. And that brings us to the final round, which is less about a brawl and more like a high-speed chess match.
Absolutely. We've seen raw power, tactical thinking, and now we see a level of strategic mastery that truly elevates this battle beyond a simple slugfest. Superman, now taking this seriously, charges at the Flash intending to end this fight, but the Flash, instead of meeting that force head-on, does something unexpected.
He creates a vortex of wind by running in a tight circle.
Right.
It's not brute force. It's pure manipulation of his speed, almost like turning himself into a living tornado.
Think of the precision required for that.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just running fast, he's controlling the very air currents around him.
Right.
Turning speed into a weapon that can deflect even Superman's immense strength.
It's like he's using the environment itself as an extension of his powers.
Exactly.
And then the final move, the Flash phases through Superman, delivering a shockwave from within.
It's a brilliant tactical move.
Wow.
Superman's invulnerability is legendary.
Right.
But the Flash bypasses it completely by attacking from a point where physical defenses are meaningless.
Superman goes down. Not completely out, but definitely down.
Right.
It's clear that in this scenario, under these specific conditions, the Flash has won.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the win, right?
Absolutely. This wasn't just a fight.
Right.
It was a display of incredible skill and respect. Both heroes pushed each other to their limits, and even in defeat, Superman acknowledges the Flash's abilities with a handshake.
It's a powerful moment that rivals, sure, but there's also a mutual understanding, a recognition of the unique strength each brings to the table.
And that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding. It goes beyond just who would win and delves into the complexities of these characters and their powers.
So does this definitively answer the question of who's faster, Superman or the Flash?
In this specific scenario, we've seen how the Flash's speed, combined with his strategic thinking, gives him the edge.
Okay.
But as we've discussed, there are so many factors that could change the outcome.
Different environments, different powers used, different tactics. The possibilities are mind-boggling.
Yeah.
What if they fought underwater?
Right.
Where Superman's flight might be less of an advantage? Or in space, where the Flash's speed could be amplified by the vacuum.
Exactly. And let's not forget the vast array of powers they both possess. We saw glimpses of them. Heat vision, freezing breath. But what about Superman's X-ray vision or the Flash's ability to time travel? Introducing those elements could dramatically alter the course of the fight.
This deep dive has shown us that even a seemingly simple question like, who's faster, can open up a universe of possibilities.
It really can.
And I'm left wondering, if the environment were to shift drastically, say, to a world without light, how might that affect the balance of power between Superman and the Flash? That's something for you to ponder.
It's a fascinating thought.
Yeah.
Superman relies heavily on his enhanced senses,
Right.
particularly his vision. In a world without light, his advantage would be significantly diminished, while the Flash, whose powers are rooted in motion and vibration, might be less affected.
It just goes to show that these hypothetical battles aren't about finding a definitive answer,
Right.
but about exploring the endless possibilities
Yeah,
and pushing our understanding of these characters to new depths.
absolutely. And I think one of the most crucial takeaways from this battle is the way it challenges our perceptions of power.
Okay.
We often equate strength with physical dominance.
Right.
But the Flash demonstrates that speed, when combined with intellect and strategy, can be just as, if not more, potent.
It's a reminder that true power isn't just about brute force. It's about adaptability, strategic thinking, and the willingness to push your abilities to their limits.
And I think there's a valuable lesson there for all of us.
Right.
Whether we're facing a challenging problem at work, navigating a complex relationship, or simply trying to achieve a personal goal, the principles we see at play in this battle can be incredibly insightful.
Absolutely. It's about understanding our own strengths and weaknesses, assessing the situation, and finding creative ways to leverage what we have to achieve our goals. It's about being adaptable like the Flash, willing to change our approach when necessary, and never underestimating the power of a well-thought-out strategy.
Precisely. And it's about recognizing that even when we face setbacks, even when we feel like we're up against impossible odds,
Yeah.
there's always room for innovation, for finding new ways to approach the challenge,
Right.
and for tapping into hidden reserves of strength and creativity that we might not even know we possess.
As we wrap up this deep dive into the epic clash between Superman and the Flash, I'm left with a sense of awe and inspiration.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's been a thrilling journey that's taken us beyond the realm of pure entertainment
Yeah.
and into a world of scientific possibilities, philosophical reflections, and ultimately a deeper understanding of what it means to be powerful, not just in a physical sense, but in a way that encompasses intellect, strategy, and the indomitable human spirit.
It really makes you appreciate not just their powers, but their character.
Yeah.
They're not just throwing punches. They're thinking,
Yeah.
adapting, and ultimately respecting each other's abilities.
That's the heart of it, isn't it? These hypothetical battles aren't just about winning or losing.
Right.
They're about exploring the full potential of these characters
Hmm.
and what their confrontations reveal about them.
This whole deep dive has been fascinating,
It has.
and I bet our listener is already thinking up new scenarios.
Oh, I'm sure.
What final thoughts do you have for them as they continue exploring this epic rivalry?
I'd say this. Don't be afraid to get creative. Change the setting, tweak the rules, imagine new power combinations.
Hmm.
What if Superman and the Flash had to team up against a common enemy?
Well,
How would their contrasting styles complement or clash in that situation?
that's a great point. This deep dive was sparked by one listener's specific battle scenario, but the possibilities are endless. It reminds us that even in a world of established characters and storylines, there's always room for our own imagination to run wild.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe your next hypothetical scenario will reveal something new about these iconic heroes, something even the most seasoned comic book experts haven't considered.
That's what makes these deep dives so rewarding. We learn, we explore, and we walk away with a fresh perspective on characters we thought we knew inside and out. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.
And to our listener, keep those amazing scenarios coming. We'll catch you on our next deep dive.